All right, all right, all right. See if I can get some type of confirmation that we're alive. Okay, okay, yeah, I see you. How are you, Miss Tremia? I just tore your name out. Forgive me. I see you though. It's good to see you. I'm just logging into TikTok now. We're doing something new right now. We are going to first of all be answering a lot of questions. Um, I used to go live all the time on TikTok, and I started we started focusing more on content, but it is now a season for going live. That's what we're going to be doing because we have people from all platforms. Here we have Facebook and YouTube on the computer, and then I'm logging in here to TikTok. So just give me 5 seconds. Well, no, give me about 20 seconds, and then we'll get started with some serious Q&A. Hey, I appreciate it around the world. What's up, Bryant? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, we're good. I'm just logging in. Okay, welcome to everybody. We're doing something late night. We're actually testing. So this is a good y'all will remember that, y'all are the first test. I see the comments. I see the YouTube comments. I didn't get confirmation yet if we are we live on Facebook. Okay, I see Brian popping up. I see the comments popping up. So we're live on TikTok, we're live on YouTube, and I still didn't get a confirmation if we're live on Facebook. Around the world said all of your lessons are golden. I can't wait to learn more. Man, listen, I'm excited to share more with you. I'm really excited to share more with everybody. All right, I see people coming into the room on TikTok. Um, we're gonna be doing Q&A, y'all. I used to do a lot of Q&A when I first started on TikTok, and then we started focusing on building all the platforms. But y'all have shown us really being on all platforms. That y'all want the information. So the biggest thing is for us to make sure you get the information. And I used to love doing Q&As. It was something that we always had a lot of fun doing. So we could get to it. Yeah, I got confirmation we're live on Facebook. Appreciate it, Caroline. Thank you. I see a bunch of people. If y'all going to spend a couple minutes with us on TikTok, can you just tap the screen? Can y'all just tap the screen so that we could let TikTok know that we're about to talk some heavy money. And welcome to the people who are watching. So I just like to do lightning flash Q&A, y'all. Tell me about your situation. Tell me if you're in the market for a car. I have a specific way that I teach the car shop, be it in my videos, also in my book. I'm just officially releasing my new book, even though it's been out. It's rated close to 5 stars on Goodreads. It's like 4.6, 4.6 and change. Um, and I'm doing 75% off for anybody tonight for 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes to get it for 75% off. But I have a specific way I teach y'all. We got to master the art of putting dealers against each other, and we got to stop doing one-to-one negotiations. Like your car buying life is going to get so much easier, so much better for you when you learn to start putting dealers against each other. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So the questions you ask me, trust me, I'm leading you along the right way. Okay. Sheila said, um, around the world said, are we able to post car deals? See, I don't like to purchase y'all without something to compare to. I want to teach y'all how to get at least 5 offers. Now, the easy way to get 5 offers, but it's everybody can't do it. But if like I like to do it totally by email, but you could actually get one offer from a dealership and then call and ask for a sales manager. Pay very close. Listen, it's very important who we talk to. That's going to determine our experience. The person we talk to, if we talk to a salesperson who's trained to get us into the dealership or get us on the phone or get us, we're not going to get our experience. That we can't control that. But when we talk to a salesperson, a sales manager. You say, listen, I have this quote here. This is what it is. It's on this type of car. I want to give you the opportunity to beat it. Now, here's what you got to realize, y'all. When you're shopping for a new car or a lease, shout out to everybody who's sharing the videos. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna do as many we're gonna do as many questions as we possibly can tonight. Um, and anybody who does want to get my book, it's called Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. It's 75% off all while I'm live. You won't leave the broadcast if you click the link. If you're on TikTok, just click the link and you can get your copy. It's 75% off for 10 minutes. But yeah, so I can't, the reason why I can't have y'all post deals, somebody had asked, can we post our deals up here? Because I cannot tell you if you paid less than everyone else until we have enough offers to guarantee we paid less than everybody else. That's why we cannot do one offer. We don't negotiate with one dealership ever. We're always at a bare minimum getting 5 offers. And I'm going to tell y'all, I spent a lot of time with dealers in the dealership, and I also coach a lot of people around this country. 80% of dealers will take a shot at you. 80% of dealers will take a serious shot at you. They are selling overpriced inventory. They're trying to make all the money they can. That's 80%. But the 20% are killing them. The 20% are the one we want to buy from. And so what's important is not just to find the 20%, you got to avoid the 80%. 80% will waste your time, tell you there's no deals, tell you there's no people taking money off. We don't care about them. Our only mission is to find the 20%. Somebody asks, is 0% a gimmick? 0% is not a gimmick. If they're offering it, it comes as a special promotion. Think about it as a rebate. It's like a finance rebate where it's an incentive for you to buy from that brand. But here's the thing, y'all. Every dealer in a certain region has the same specials. So they don't have deals in one Jeep dealer that they don't have at the other one. Y'all get that? You don't have, oh, we have a military discount, but this dealer doesn't. That's not the way the program works. That's why we could truly take advantage of a competitive market, because we know that every dealership has the same opportunity. When you think this one special dealership has more rebates than a different one, that's where we're going to lose. So we find out who has the best. We find out what the real programs are by making these people bid against each other. This is if you're shopping for a new car. I have a different way I teach to shop for a used car. But when it comes to anybody who's planning on leasing a car or purchasing a new car, type me in the comments. Let's take we got between YouTube and TikTok and Facebook, we got about 300 people on here. So we're just testing. This is good for a test. So, okay. New Joanne said new purchase. Shay, I'm sorry. Shay said I want to lease. Taylor said, okay, I want to lease. Meg said me, I want to lease. Okay, perfect. Sheila, I see you. Rob, Facebook said I want to lease. Joseph said I want to lease. Pastor SM Johnson, me. Okay, so here's everybody. Listen, people who are going to be buying pre-owned cars, we'll talk to y'all in 1 second. But the people who are going to be purchasing new, hold on. Okay, sorry, my computer gave me a message. So the people who are going to be purchasing new or leasing new, you don't lease a pre-owned car. I know some of you may have heard, oh, some people lease pre-owned cars. It's very, very rare and it's very hard to shop. I'm gonna tell you why. Um, but that's not what I want to hit on right now. When you're buying new or leasing new, your goal is to put multiple dealers against each other. I call it the 25 to 5 strategy. That's what I teach inside Cars from Home University. That's what I teach inside my book. That's what, when you hear me talk about getting bids, some of y'all have heard me say this, my 2 favorite words. Depends on who's been following me for a minute and who's new. My 2 favorite words are multiple offers. Multiple offers. So because when y'all see the power of multiple offers, this is how you get deals done very quickly. This is how you save thousands and thousands of dollars quicker than you could ever go and visit a dealership. But you must either do it one of 2 ways. You're either going to contact dealers through their website. You don't want to go through these third party sites because dealers pay for those leads. And when we're going to get a great deal, we are going to get a deal where the dealer doesn't make that much money. We don't want them paying for our information. Most of these websites, y'all, they sell our information. That's what they're on another. When I go live on another day, we'll talk about all the websites that are truly set up by companies that own dealerships. And what they do is they actually just capture our information. But um but that's the thing. You have to learn that. And you can either go through the website, contact them, and be trained for when they tell you to come in, y'all. That's Listen, th- I'm here to train y'all for the people that are trained. The salespeople, some salespeople are trained to try to prevent you from getting your best deal online. So I train you for them because I know what they're going to say. They're going to try to get us on the phone. I know they're going to try to get us to come in. I know they're going to try. So I have for years, for the last at least 2 years, I've had scripts and templates that my students, and the people who purchase my book have been using. It just says everything that you need to say to them. When they say this, we have to learn to keep it on our agenda. Our agenda is we are shopping from home. We are looking for a dealer that will accommodate that. That's the agenda. Whether you're using my scripts, whether you're using your own script, never come off your agenda. So we have 1,500 likes on TikTok. Can y'all keep liking on TikTok? I appreciate it. We got about 250 people in on TikTok. Facebook seems kind of low. For some reason, I got to see if Facebook got a notification. So anyway, we'll keep this going. Again, this is just a test for tonight. Um, so is it against the law? I'm guessing, Kenneth, you're asking about down payments. Usually, the only questions that we get about, things being against the law are in relation to down payments. And down payments, I'm sorry to tell y'all, are not against the law. That was really the worst. Now, here's the thing, y'all. Doing deals with no money down, that is easy. That is easy. I just had to set up my phone over here. Doing deal, I don't want y'all to get confused between doing deals with no money down. Can I do deals with no money down? And is it are down payments illegal? I don't want you to ever go and saying down payments are illegal because especially just don't tell them because those people set you up to look foolish. Because the law that they talk about when it comes to truth in lending has zero to do with down payments. It has zero to do with down payments. But video went viral. Whoever put those videos out, I'm sure they got their reward for putting them out. They probably made a little money, got a little fame. But at the end of the day, the information was incorrect. It was inaccurate, and it sent a lot of people in wrong. Now, deals with no money down, absolutely easy to do, except for two situations: bad credit, which means you have a little less control. You can't control where you're getting your money from. That's the hard part about having bad credit. Good credit, great credit, even fair credit in that 650, 660. Later in another live, we'll talk about profile because it's not really all about score. But in those ranges, you're typically fine. But when it comes to those lower ranges, you have little control over where you can get your money and how many people can offer you money, so that you use that for leverage. Because what you're going to learn is we get bids for everything, including our loans. When y'all see how much money is in loans, you'll stop trusting one bank. It's not your bank. And even if it was your bank, you should still be shopping other options. You don't know what the cost of money is, and the cost of money right now varies so much that you go and you do a deal with your credit union for 6.29, and somebody could have got you 5.29. That's a good amount of money. That's over $1,000, depending on how much you borrow. Could be 2,000. So, we got to take that into account just as seriously as we take into account saving thousands on our cars. We want to save thousands on our interest as well. So, that all comes through bids. That doesn't come through negotiations. That comes through making multiple people compete for your business. Let's see. I definitely need your help with my daughter. So everybody who's on TikTok, this is what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be doing these live Q&As. Like, I mean, if you've been following me, it's a couple people. I see Derek is in here. Derek has been following, been in the family for at least 2 years. He know I used to go live all the time. And this is gonna be how I release my book. The book is already, y'all, rated very highly on Goodreads. You could type in the book on goodreads.com and you'll see. But that book it actually has the reason I had to make it an ebook, a digital book. People ask, and we'll get back to questions in 15 seconds, is because I wanted to link y'all to some videos. It's certain things in there where you're reading, although the book is step by step. If I'm trying to break something down for you, I might link you to a video that I made that gives you out of the Cars from Home library. So I have this library of videos where I talk about everything with people who are in Cars from Home University. But I link you to some of those videos because instead of sitting there and trying to write it to you for 10 minutes and have you read it, I could just send you to a little video and you'll be like, okay, I got that now. Now let me keep reading. So I wouldn't be able to do that with a paper print book. And I also wouldn't be able to update it as quick as I want to update it. I've had to update it at least twice, maybe three times since we put it out, just with different things changing. So for everybody who's on tonight, you could go to my TikTok bio. You can get your book for 75% off. This is going to be how I launch, and you won't leave the broadcast. And if you want to come back, we can talk about it. Digital is, but yeah, Joanne, digital is best. With there's so many changes in the market, I want to be able to update things if possible. I mean, update things when necessary. What can you do when upside down with a lease? How can I get out of it? So here's the thing: we don't want to be upside down in a lease. If we are, we don't want to be in our next vehicle. So the important thing is to see, okay, the only good reason for being upside down, you went over mileage on your lease, is a lifestyle change. You got a new job. You were working from home, and then now you're not working from home anymore. So those things are understandable because you might take 12,000 miles per year, 15,000, whatever you choose, and then you end up driving more. But part of enjoying the lease process, besides making sure you get a great lease deal, not any of these offers we see in commercials, but also it's not having baggage. We don't want negative equity on a lease. We want 3 years is up, 39 months is up. We drop the key off and we get another one. So now what you'll have to do is you don't want to buy the vehicle in this situation. This is very important, everybody. Shout out to everybody sharing. We up to 3,400 likes on TikTok. Shout out to everybody tapping the screen. Appreciate everybody on YouTube who's subscribing. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. This is the type of things we plan on doing. Um, so, yeah, what was I talking about? I gotta continually acknowledge everybody because I don't like talking at people. There's still people who buy new. Absolutely, Sha. See, and that's the problem. Somebody remind me what I was talking about. See, I know there's people who've heard and who preach only buy used cars, but when y'all learn about leasing, y'all are going to see how much people have cost y'all. Leasing needs to be in everyone's tool belt because if you're not keeping a car 8 years, you're breaking what I call the 8-year rule, which I created to show everybody that the depreciation you're going to lose on a new car is going to kill you compared to somebody who just pays a low payment to lease a brand new car. At the same time, on a used car, you're getting an inferior product for about the same payment or amount of payments over 3 years. The amount that comes out of your household for 3 years is about the same for 3 years on a lease, on a great deal on a lease, as it is going to be to buy a newer car, a used car, but not a brand new one, 5 years old. So when you see that you've been driving either the worst product for the same amount of money that you could be if you understood leasing, or you've been driving the same product for a whole lot more money. Those of you who buy your cars, and you don't keep them. You're going to see that. And that's going to be a little painful. I always prepare people for that by telling you that. But those who have learned from people who have no idea about leasing, unfortunately, they talk very loud. They never show numbers. They never talk about depreciation and resale value and a great lease deal and the amount of money that comes out of your household over 3 years and what you get to drive for that money. That's the conversation about leasing versus purchasing. Leasing is a hedge against depreciation. That's what it is. When you buy a car, whatever it depreciates, it's your loss. What you're trying to do when you're leasing is you're trying to hedge. Can I pay less depreciation by getting a great aggressive lease offer than I would lose if I bought that car? And when you're not keeping the car long term, this is very easy to do. So do you think lease prices will come down? We get great lease deals right now. I just had somebody right now who's getting. We have people. We had two people in the last 30 days, 40 days get under 1% lease deals, which I haven't seen since pre-pandemic. Under 1% is what we call a steal. As y'all learn from me, y'all here, I call that a steal. That means you take the MSRP 40,000, the lease offer with no money down, 12,000 miles per year, just first payment. Whenever we get quotes, we only pay first payment. This is all in my book, and this is all what y'all will hear me talk about. None of this stuff changed. These are rules. So you don't have to worry about this ever changing. So when you do that, if your payment is 1% of the MSRP, it's a steal or less. So if it's a $40,000 car, 400 a month. That's a steal. You don't have to question. That rule has been around, longer than social media has been around, the 1% rule. But yeah, we get great deals right now. You just have to know how to shop. And when you learn how to shop, put dealers against each other, you're gonna see that because you're probably dealing with overpriced dealers and you're wondering why the prices look so high because you're dealing with overpriced dealers. You can't get under 1%, but somebody said, "How can we get under 1%?" You can't get under 1% without three things. You need a great residual. You get a great residual value. You need a great money factor, and you need incentives, rebates, customer cash. Look, you can't create this. So this is why I don't teach y'all to worry about any of this. Here's what I teach my people inside Cars from Home University. This is what I teach in my book. The great lease deals. We were just talking about this earlier on our coaching call. Great deals, y'all, are not advertised. Somebody said, "How do I get the book?" You can click the link in my TikTok bio. You'll see it says 75% off for 10 minutes. And if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, you can scan the QR code, or you could just go to deshonebook.com. Very affordable. I made sure everyone could afford it. So when all right, once I get off and I do these questions, y'all gotta remind me some of y'all because I will move on to the next subject. It's so many questions. It's crazy. Why do we care if it depreciates if we're giving it back? We don't. Okay, that's what we were saying, CJ. I'm talking about the lease program. So when you are shopping, you don't want to when we're shopping for a new car, we cannot ever determine how much we're going to get off. We can't because we don't know how much the dealer is going to give us off. We don't know any incentives that may be on the vehicle, any rebates, any things we qualify for. We just don't, and then we don't know if we're dealing with a dealer who's been charging people list price and above, and they're no way thinking about a discount. But another dealer is discounting by 2,000. Another dealer is discounting by 3,000. This is why it's our job to sort and find these people. We don't try to go back and forth and turn somebody into a person who is going to give us the best offer. You can't do that. You're wasting your time. And you have to sort. You have to sit at home and you're going to see multiple offers, and then you'll get to see exactly what we're dealing with. But that's how you get great deals. I'm going to show y'all people who, like, I get the privilege of working with people all around the country, through the book and through my course and coaching program. But That allows me to see real time every week. I'm seeing deals every week. That's what lets me know, oh, it's plenty of deals out here. So when people are telling y'all that there's no deals out here, don't believe them. They don't know how to get them. Or and if it's coming from a salesperson, they just want you to think there's no deals so that you don't go out seeking one. But deals are out here. We've been making deals since the middle of the pandemic. And I'll show y'all all of this. We have been quietly saving thousands of dollars over here for the last almost 3 years, 2.5 years. So, but yeah, you don't worry about the rate and residual. And all you do is you find out what car you want and you learn to get offers and get multiple offers, and you'll see. Sometimes we're gonna save 3,000. Sometimes we're gonna save 7,000. I just helped. We just literally helped Kimberly. She got a brand new Maserati truck, $91,000 truck. She got $20,000 off the vehicle. $20,000 off the vehicle. It was a 2023, brand new. She just picked it up a couple days, maybe 2 days ago. So, this is what I'm saying, y'all. It's just about you learning like inside information. And the biggest thing that all of you could do to get better deals is come out of this one-to-one mindset of, okay, I go back and forth with one dealer or even two, not enough. You're going to learn to sit at home or stay at work, and you're going to have dealers competing for your business. So you can sit at home and you can look at those offers and you can make an intelligent decision. That's what I teach. That's what we're talking about. Can you please explain the money factor? It makes no sense. No, I'm not, Omar, because I don't need to know the money factor to get a deal. What we do know, here's how we judge our lease deals. We take, and there's so much interest about leasing. It's a lot easier to get for those of y'all who like, oh well, I want to purchase a new car, or I want to purchase a used car. It's a lot easier to get thousands off on a new car than it is to get a great lease deal, because a great lease deal requires you got to get thousands off from the dealer. You got to make sure that this isn't a dealer that's marking the money factor up. You can only do that through competitive bids. And then you have to you need a great lease program. You need a lease program. The lease program is the money factor, which we can't control. So we're not going to go out and look for, oh, I want to see what the money factors are this month. Oh, what's your residual? That doesn't matter. The residual could be bad. The money factor is good. They got thousands of dollars in rebates, and the dealer is giving you a big discount, and it turns out to be a good lease. Like, you can't judge it by that. Only way you could judge it is by getting offers. Some of these deals that y'all will see, I'm big on showing deals. Y'all gonna see, yo, the people that's paying these prices, they're just getting offers, and the dealer who is the best dealer is winning the bid, and that always ends up thousands of dollars saved, discount. So we don't worry about the money factor. We worry about getting bids. Welcome to the new people. If this is your first time seeing me, can y'all just type the number one? I just want to shout out the new people who this is your first time hopping on a live with me. This is the type of stuff we used to do all the time. Okay, shout out to Jersey. I see Tish. I see Maurice. Travel CRA. I see you. Michael Page. I see you. Mumbles McGee. Robert. I see you. All right. Shout out to everybody sharing. I appreciate the people who share the broadcast. Definitely. We up to 4,000 likes on TikTok. Shout out to Jim. I see you. Okay, wonderful. Welcome. A lot of new people on here. Um, so yeah, when somebody asked about multiple offers is how we buy everything. I'm gonna tell y'all something that if y'all get this, you won't this is the found like once this clicks, everything else is gonna make perfect sense to you. Multiple offers is how we buy everything. Example, if you need a television right now, you need a TV, you need a 70 inch. Is anybody on here worried about overpaying for a TV? Is that anybody's worry? Man, I might get scammed on a TV. Anybody worried about that? Yes or no? Come on, chat. I'm looking for you. No, thank you. Thank you. Nobody's worried about that. Why? Because we've learned that I can see enough options for TVs in 20 minutes to make sure that I get the best one, to make sure that I get the best price. It's the same thing when we go to the grocery store. Everybody's competing for our business, y'all. Every brand, every company, they're competing. We've trained car dealerships, or rather, we've let car dealerships train us to only consider one or maybe two options. We now, just so y'all know, cars are cookie cutter. They're duplicates of each other. Pretty much, if this dealer has it, a couple other dealers have it. May not be this one right now, but we I call this somebody. This is still talking about how we get multiple offers. I call this my 25 to 5 strategy. We're connecting with 25 dealers for a new car or a lease. We're getting 25. We out of that 25. We do this online through their website. We're gonna see that usually about 10 are gonna have something that we want. 10, maybe 12, and then we're gonna get 5 to 7 quotes. Now, when you see that that system works the majority of the time, whether you're shopping for Bentley, whether you're shopping for that's how Kimberly saved 20 grand off of her Maserati. She lives in Texas. Dealer in Chicago made her $20,000 discount offer. And then so this is how you do it. It's done through the website or it's done by phone. I would only talk to sales managers. My way, how I've taught my people, through my book and through Cars from Home University is through the website. Because we'll go on there, we'll copy and paste. I also have scripts because this is predictable. So people that are working with me, you kind of don't want to think about it. You don't want to come up with nothing. You don't want to have to, oh, if I guess, I might guess wrong. So I wrote the scripts. So when we're shopping for new cars, you're saying exactly what I know. When I was a salesman, this is what would have kept the conversation moving forward. When I say, hey, Mrs. Jenkins, can you come in? It would be a whole lot easier if, I'm telling you, my manager wants to make deals. If you're here in front of me, I can guarantee you that we're gonna come up with something that you're happy with. Now that's one thing. That's me doing my job. But you you can't can I just learn from the book? Of course you can. Of course you can. Everything that I'm teaching and everything y'all will ever hear me teach is in the book. You could get it for 75% off. Just scan the QR code or go to deshonesbook.com. You get it for 75% off. And but it is a system. It is a system, y'all. I don't want to leave anything to your guesswork because I need to guarantee that you get the result. And if I leave anything to your guesswork, I can't guarantee you're going to get the same results that we're getting. And I want that for y'all. Okay, LT, welcome. I'm glad. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Rate it on Goodreads after you read it to help more people find it. I'm 67% on a 23 Volvo S90. Not sure what that means around the world. I'm 67%. Can you negotiate when you special order a vehicle? Now, here's the thing, Richard. Usually, when you listen, that's a great question. How many of you have ever ordered a vehicle before? Are you a broker too? I'm not a broker. I teach. I just teach, and we're creating products that you guys are hopefully going to use. That's going to make your car buying lives much easier. So products. Our first products are digital products, and our next products will be like software. We're coming up with. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Never ordered one. Okay. Ordering can be an opportunity depending on if you're looking for a car that is so rare, that might be an opportunity to order if you have 6 to 9 months. 2 years ago, when we were in the middle of the pandemic, ordering was a bigger opportunity. It still can be. Somebody asked, "Can you negotiate an order?" You gotta do it before you make. You can't wait till the car comes. If you're ever in a situation, and I hope that you're using my strategies if you're in this situation where you're ordering a car, you got to tie up the price. The price of the car is the thing that won't change. The programs could change. What does that mean? Programs are incentives, lease rates, the money factor if you're leasing, the lease program. These things change from month to month, but the price that the dealer has agreed to sell you the car for, if the car is 50, he says I'll sell it to you for 49, he's taking off 1,000. That 49 doesn't change. What you have to make sure is in writing is any incentives, any rebates that you're entitled to when the car arrives goes to the customer. Any applicable rebates when the car arrives goes to the customer. You have to, because if you don't, when those things come in, you have no claim to them. If the car comes in and it's $1,000 rebate and you didn't put in writing that that rebate is yours, then you're probably not going to get it. You're definitely not going to get it. I mean, I don't see many people volunteering that information. So and if you're ordering on a lease, you got to get a lease quote. After you get the price in writing, after you come up with the price, you got to get a lease offer. Now, the only way to do that, because there's no lease program, is to say, well, give me an estimate for, because if right now we're in March and then we're ordering and the car isn't going to be here until November, well, they can't give us a lease quote based on November. They can only give us a lease quote based on March. But once I know that you've given me a great price because you won my bid, now I want a lease quote. If that lease quote looks decent, then I'll wait for the car to come. If that lease quote is 100, 200 bucks more at that price, then I know it's a bad lease program. Y'all gotta learn that you cannot change a bad lease program. Some of you are being absolutely fooled into looking at bad lease programs because you like a vehicle. You don't like love a vehicle that you're leasing. You only got it for 3 years. You love a vehicle, you'll buy it, you keep it for 8 years. But no, we cannot. We have to understand that there are bad lease programs out here. Dealer could take off $5,000. Hey, I'm giving you 5,000 off. Why is the payment so high? Because the lease program is bad. But again, we don't know that until we shop offers. The A lot of questions about leasing. Looking to get a 2025. Looking to get a 2021 F-150 next week. All right, we'll go back and forth. We'll go back and forth from TikTok to Facebook and YouTube, and then tomorrow we'll have everybody in one screen, so it'll be a whole lot easier. This is just a test run. Um, Going through it right now. Oh, you got the book, Warrior Rebex? Thank you. If that's what you're talking about. If not, then whatever it is, you sound happy about it. So. Um, Hello from Staten Island. Hey Debbie, what's good? Is it good to lease a truck? It's good to really lease any vehicle when you can predict the mileage. If you're not doing Toro, if you're not doing something where you're trying to put as many miles on a vehicle as you possibly can, and you don't know how many miles that's going to be, if it's not something like that, then absolutely you should be leasing if you're not keeping the car 8 years. I will definitely at some point in time on one of these lives I will be breaking down leasing versus buying by the numbers. I've typically only done these in my master classes, but once y'all see this, you're gonna see leasing should be in your tool belt. If you might keep your cars 8 years. Who keeps their cars more than 8 years? Just type me in the comments. Type keeper. Type keeper. Y'all know if y'all been with us for more than a year and a half, when we're buying a car, we're keeping more than 8 years. That car is a keeper. That car is a keeper. Now you can alternate. There is no one size fits all. So you can actually alter. You can have one car in your house that's a lease, one car you own, one car you're financing. But here's what determines whether you're going to lease or buy: how long you're going to keep the car. That's the 8 year rule. If you are not keeping the car 8 years, you could take my word for it, and then when you see me break it down, you'll be like, "Oh, I see what he's talking about. That makes perfect sense." Because you're losing so much value in the beginning of owning a car. you're just losing so much. And the people who lease, who get these great lease deals we get, they're only putting a small amount into the car. They're paying 500 a month and driving off in brand new $40,000 cars. It's very hard for you to compete with that value wise when you're purchasing, because your money doesn't stretch like that. You don't get to stretch out and drive a $40,000 car for $500 a month. That's an $800 car payment. So, but you have to know when to use these things. If you're somebody who keeps your cars for 8+ years, maybe your spouse doesn't, maybe your children don't, and the last thing you want is to be pushing an incorrect, and I call it confidently wrong, which is very dangerous, to be confident and wrong mindset onto another generation. So, but as we do this, more and more of you are going to understand leasing. But when you buy your car to keep, that's a keeper. Anything less than 8 years, that should be a leaser. That should be a car we are looking to lease if it has a good lease program, because we're going to lose trying to purchase it. We're going to lose, and y'all are going to see value wise when it comes to leasing in the short term. 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, seven. You can't compete with it. But when you purchase, y'all know, some of you know, you have cars that you drove till the wheels fall off. You got that thing in your driveway for 12 years. You ain't had a car payment on it in 6 years. Now you've had an opportunity to recoup some of that money that you put into that car to purchase it. That's the goal. Lessa said you can't go over miles. You just have to pick your miles, Lessa. And picking leasing involves looking at your life and saying, okay, this is about how much I drive. And what I've seen is most people who don't get the correct mileage, they're not getting it because it's just literally to go from 10,000 to 12,000, maybe $20 more a month, and to go from 12 to 15, maybe 25 more per month. So it's $45 more per month to go from 10,000 miles per year to 15. Some people don't pay the 45, and they end up going over miles, paying more. If they would have just paid the $45 more per month, they could have had 5 more thousand miles a year to drive and really enjoyed the lease like it's meant to be enjoyed. But we have to predict it, because here's the thing: you pay for your mileage whether we lease or whether we purchase, y'all. Watch this. I'm about to drop something very heavy on you. If somebody buys us a car, parks it right outside, brand new $30,000 car, we don't drive that car. Don't even touch it for 1 year. We go outside. Is that car worth 30,000 still a year later? We didn't touch it. We didn't put a mile on it. No, that's depreciation. That'll give you your first look at how dangerous depreciation is. Wait, I didn't even touch it. Nobody drove it. No, I didn't. Yeah, but it was 30,000 last year. Yeah, now it's 26. I didn't even drive it 1 mile. Yeah, but that's the way it works. So when we put mileage on the car, we're depreciating it. We're depreciating the car even faster than that. So whether you purchase that has nothing to do with lease or purchase. I just told you that's a person who owns the car. Your car is losing value day by day. The goal in the short term when you first get it is you got to know, am I going to keep this car long enough to outlive the depreciation, and then to start to see some of all of this money that I paid for come back? And people who, if when you trade your cars in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, you're not keeping it enough you're not getting that money back. That's why you notice you always mad when you go to trade your car in. Some of you, if you be honest, if you really be honest, you notice when you go to trade your car in, and y'all are gonna learn. We don't trade our cars in. It's a lot of stuff y'all gonna learn if you just stay here and you learn what I teach. Um, no, no, it's the books. Yes, the book is on sale the whole time that I'm here. You could go to deshonsbook.com, or you could scan the QR code depending on if you're on YouTube, or if you're on TikTok, you can go to my TikTok bio. It's 75% off for 10 minutes. Wish I had your info 2 years ago. Well, we here now. I do too. Trust me, I do too. Listen, yeah, I have no idea. I wish everybody had this info 2 years ago. Have you ever been on FaceTime with somebody to speak the deal on their behalf? So, Sandra, I haven't had to because we control our deals from home. So there's never an opportunity where I need to be talking to a dealer. And when you learn the new way we shop, if you do get my book, if you watch enough of my videos to learn how I shop and how I teach my people to shop, you're going to see we're not in a position where we need to hire somebody and give them some of our deal to actually to or let them control our deal to save money. We don't need to do that. You're thinking about being face to face with a dealer and trying to negotiate your best deal. I don't care who you bring with you. That's a losing battle. You can't negotiate with you. If I can negotiate furniture, that doesn't mean I could go and negotiate with a car salesman that negotiates 2, 3 times a day. Cars. That's all they do. So the only way for y'all to start really winning and really enjoying car shopping, guarantee it, you will enjoy it because I have over 1,300 people in my course, and I have over probably 5,000 people that have gotten my book since we've been soft launching it, and this is you're gonna enjoy it. Getting bids is how we buy everything. Talked about the TVs. I talked about the grocery store. How many spaghetti sauces is it? How many bags of chips is it? We these are all companies that are trying to compete. They're in a price war with each other. Oh, we're on sale this week. Oh no, look at us. So that's how we purchase everything except cars. And that's why we bring that same mindset to cars, and you'll start to see the same results you see when you're buying this other stuff. Thank you, Eric. I see you got the book. Wonderful, man. Listen, you're gonna enjoy it. Dig right in. This is I'm very big on making sure that book is in everybody's hands. Um, it's normally $97. It was 97 all through the soft launch because we didn't really want to sell a lot of it. Y'all haven't even heard me mention it. Some people like Deshone, we didn't even know you had a book because we weren't officially launching it. We were very focused on making sure that the people who had the book and the people who are in our course are getting are saving this money. And that was more of our focus than selling more books. But yeah, we've had several of these books in people's hands using them, and you're just gonna love getting bids. You're gonna see, oh, this is a whole lot easier, man. This I feel in control. Like I feel like can't nobody push me. I feel like I don't have that buyer's remorse. You don't have to take the class. No, you can just go to Deshaun's book right now. You can go to deshaunsbook.com, or you can scan that QR code and you can get the 75% off. In your opinion, Omar on Facebook said, in your opinion, how soon after buying and reading your book could someone be ready to go? You know what? You should. That's a great question. So the book is called Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. 7 steps to saving time, money, and avoiding dealerships. Step one, we're analyzing should we lease or buy because that's the foundation of our car deal. You cannot get a great deal if you should have leased, but you bought. The same way you're not going to get a great deal in the long run if you bought but you should have leased. So that's the foundation. But then step 7 is delivery. Step 6 is paperwork in the book. So as you're going through the book, you're shopping. I'm walking you closer to your car. Step 1 is leasing versus buying. Step 2, we do our equity assessment. This is where you're going to learn how to sell your lease if you have your lease. If you've been returning your leases, if you've leased a car and just returned it to the same dealer, just type me. If you either returned it to the same dealer or returned it to another dealer, type me. You never check equity or anything. Thank you, Walk with God. God bless you too. Tony's done it. Okay. It's $24, Tish. $24. Wendy, you've returned your lease. Okay. Rewired has returned it. Okay. So a good amount of people. Okay, y'all go. Oh, okay. God, this is a test. This was a test, and I see this is what we want, though. This is exactly what we want. I just wish I can't wait. Tomorrow I'll have TikTok on here, so I'll be able to literally just see all of the questions in one shot. It'll be a lot less confusing for me. Um, so when you return your car, if you return your lease to the dealer without checking the equity, unfortunately, you could have lost money. Especially in from 2020 to 2022. No, I'm sorry, middle of 2023, when values of cars were just record highs. 5, 10, some trucks were 13, 15,000 more than they normally would be on the resale side. Um, there's a strong possibility that you lost money. And the biggest thing is to not lose any more. You cannot return your lease without doing an equity assessment. And we see what buyers will pay for it, what cash buyers will pay for the car to see if you have equity. Here's why. It goes back to the fact, y'all, we confidence in saving money quickly is going to come from the bidding system. It's going to come from dealers that win your business. And so, in order for them to win your business, that means the car they sell, the car they're offering you, has to be has to be lower than everybody else. They had to beat everybody else's offer. If a Jeep dealer wins our business, they had to beat all these other Jeep dealers' offers. They're not going to do that and then turn around and pay us the most for our cars as well. That's why we very rarely trade. We're usually either buying the new car from one place who wins the bid, selling our old car or our old lease to the highest bidder who wants to buy it. And that's how you maximize it. Outside of we still get offers. We do the same thing for banks when we're getting loans. But this is the bidding system. And it's just this is how you sit at home and you see just thousands of dollars in offers. That's just wow. I'm saving more money sitting at home than I ever would be trying to sit in front of one dealer and go back and forth with that one dealer. You have no leverage there. This you have all the leverage. Real talk. Don't most lease ends come with equity left in the car? Not most, but certainly I would never return a car. I would never return any lease without doing an equity assessment. We have people that are getting $4,000, $2,000, and God, last year in 2021, 2022, when we first started helping people do this, we had people getting 7, 10, $12,000 in equity from their lease. Is there a PayPal option for payment? I don't think so. I think it's only Klarna. If I'm not mistaken, it's either Klarna or processing through Stripe. Oh, I know your market is the consumer, but what wisdom do you have for the salesperson at this time? Been in business for 4 years. The best thing I could tell you, Sean, as a salesperson, is get ready for customers that are not going to be in your showroom, because the days of car dealers don't plan; they just react. So just be ready for the day where instead of 200 people coming in on a Saturday, only 12 come in, but another 200 more people are online. Because when y'all see, we never talk about numbers in the dealership. Everybody who's listening, it's rules I want to give you. These are not things that change with me. The way I'm gonna teach you is the way I've been doing this and teaching people. The way I learned to do it from being in the car business. It's not gonna change. It may change. Oh, a website may change here. A website we use may change here. But the process we follow is not going to change. Like I don't like. I want a very rigid system. That was my goal, and that's how. I can't show y'all now. I'll show y'all on some future lives. Because I'll be able to load slides in. I just want to show y'all some of our people. I want to take y'all into our Facebook group. Let y'all see how our people talk. Let y'all see how these are people just like y'all. This is not Deshone the auto advisor. Of course, I could do this. These are people just like y'all. Oh, Tish, you missed the discount. It was for 10 minutes. It was literally for 10 minutes. I said, everybody, you have 10 minutes. What about buying certified pre-owned vehicles? So here's the thing: when it comes to certified pre-owned, it can be great, but just know when we're shopping for a pre-owned car, the first thing we're looking at is the title. So we're trying to find out where w- well, actually, the first thing we're trying to do, we're not on price yet. When we shop, the way I teach y'all to shop with used cars is you got to see what the low side and the high side of the market is for this car. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're looking for a 20, you're looking for a 2019 or 2020, you know, Nissan Altima. I don't know. Now, we need to know where the low side of the used car market is because our goal is, remember this, y'all. Our goal is to buy below market value. Y'all hear me? Below market value. Okay, I'm gonna reset it. I reset it for y'all. Hold on, because a couple people said they missed the set. So y'all, it's for 10 minutes. And some people said they missed the 75% off sale. Yes, the book is 75% off for 10 minutes. Let me reset this. Hold on. And then we'll get back. We'll do some questions. All right. I don't know if that worked. I hope it did. Let me know. Let me know if that works. Hope it did. But hang on, let me come back here. Okay, so yes, below market value. That's the goal, y'all. Forget, but we can't we can't buy below market value until we find out what market value is. So so we're always trying to see what the low side of the market is when we're looking for a used car. Pre-owned car, this is what we're doing. So sometimes we can find a car that has the three things we need to check out are title, accident history, service records. Very important. This is all in the book. We need title. That means we're not judging a rental car the same as we're judging a personal title. We're not judging a salvage title the same way we're judging a corporate lease. Like corporate lease is type of title it has means something. Frame damage. You're going to see salvage titles. You're going to see flood titles. These are things you're going to see when you are looking at the low side of the market. This is why it's important when we do our searches, when we're sorting for our prices on used cars, we're always yeah, we were talking about leasing for literally the first 30 minutes. We transitioned from leasing, which is in the book, to to new cars to pre-owned cars. So we're always looking for the low side, and then we use and then we're gonna realize that when searching the low side, we're gonna see salvage titles, we're gonna see rental cars, we're gonna see frame damage, but we're also gonna see vehicles that pop up and show us, oh, okay, if that car popped up, it may not be the color I want. I want black. That one's blue, but it's a great price. That's showing where the market is. So if there's a $23,000 car out there, I don't care if it was blue, that's showing me where the low side of the market is. So now, if I have the luxury of waiting, I'm going to watch the market and wait for one to pop up that's in that low side of the price range. So that's how you got to hunt for a pre-owned car. so that the day it pops up, you should get an alert on your phone. You should literally get an alert. You should be the first one calling, and you should be the first, to verify that there's no fees. That's our last step. See, there's steps to this. You like, yo, it sounds like it's a yes, there's steps to this. The last thing we do is verify that there's no bogus fees, and we do that with a phone call. Yo, are you charging any fake fees? We need to know that. We don't want to get all excited, get down there, and then find out that they're charging fake fees. I don't like walking away. I don't want y'all walking away. I don't want y'all walking away. People say that all the time. Hey, I don't like the deal. Oh, thank you, Joey. I appreciate it, man. Thank you to everybody sending gifts. I appreciate it. Um, I don't, I know we've been trained. Hey, I'll just walk away if they waste my time. The biggest thing is we don't want to walk away because when we walk away, we lose. We still need a car. We sat there for an hour, 2 hours of our time, 3 hours of our time just to walk away, and we still need a car. So when y'all shop this way, you're never gonna need to walk away. You're never gonna put somebody in a position. You're never gonna put somebody in a position where they can waste your time. We can't do that. No, Michael, I explained why it's not a printed book. It's first of all, there's links in there. There's links in there to videos that you're gonna watch. There's specific links to form. My scripts are in there. You want to copy and paste my scripts? I'm linking you directly to them that I wrote the same scripts that my members in the Cars from Home University, the video library, because I have this version, which is a book, and then I have a video library. But I link y'all to some of those videos throughout the book because there's certain things where I'm like, all right, rather than explain this to you, I'll just link you to a quick video that'll help you really get it. So all of that is in there. But I couldn't do that with a printed book. I couldn't have links. I couldn't have, stuff that y'all copy and paste when you're shopping for your cars. Couldn't do it. Trust God, got the book. Fantastic. Fantastic. I really can't wait to hear y'all success stories. That's what it's about. Sheila said, what are those fake fees? There's a variety of them. There are different names from on a used car. The most common. First of all, let's just talk about what the real fees are, which I always say the real fees are tax, DMV, which is your motor vehicles, and dock fee. That's it. There's every now and then you might see another tax, a smog fee, something like that, depending on your state. But it's a regulated fee. It's not like a service fee. It's not like a prep fee, advertising fee. So it's and so going back to the other person's question about certified vehicle, y'all, when you learn that you listen, I'm looking for a good vehicle, has to have a good title, has to have a great service, have to have great service record. Before anything, y'all, the service records are what we look for after title. Great service records. Nothing tells you when we're buying a pre-owned car, before we even get to trying to save money, the goal is we have to get a great car. And the biggest indicator, one of, if not the biggest indicator, is if the vehicle was serviced correctly, religiously. That tells you that the person was committed to taking care of the vehicle. That's usually a person that's not going to beat the vehicle up. So then we check accident history. We look at accident history. Again, this is all in the book, but this is part of the system. This is title first, service records, accident records. Once we verify those things, hold on, hold on. They was trying to end my live on TikTok. Hold on. Thank you, Juan. I appreciate it. Shout out to everybody sharing. I appreciate it. I see shout out to the new followers, everyone who's new to the page, everyone who's new, who's following and subscribing. Thank you. This is all we do here. This is all we do here. I literally just did a late night live. We were going to test some things, but it's good to see um, that you guys jumped in. So yeah, we the website to buy the book is somebody said what's the website to buy it? Mr. Dunk, it's deshonesbook.com for the 75% off. Or if you're on YouTube, you can scan the QR code with your phone. If you're on TikTok, you can go to my TikTok bio. I don't believe you'll leave the broadcast either. So yeah, but the only way to Sheila dodge fake fees is you have to see multiple options. It's very hard to dodge fake fees if you pigeonhole yourself to one or two cars from one or two dealers. If those one or two dealers want to take a shot at you, it's nothing you can do. You're dealing with the wrong people. That's why the key is to be handling all of this from home. When we test drive at the dealership. But everything else, the finding the deal, the making all of that is done from home. It's much easier. You're gonna see it's so much easier. What do you think about mine's the long-term reliability? So each vehicle, G Tech, that was a great question. We always check each vehicle. Any vehicle you get, you must check the reliability rating. You must check. It's a quick Google search. It's literally, and you have to do the specific year. 2021 Maserati Ghibli reliability. 2021 Maserati Ghibli longevity. Longevity is going to tell you if the vehicle is going to last long. If it has problems with the transmission at 80,000 miles, if stuff goes out with the water pumps at 100,000, that's the stuff you want to see on longevity. For those of you who are buying something that you plan on keeping, if you're leasing, this doesn't matter, but leasing, we still always check the reliability because there are bad new cars out there. There's new cars that are in the shop every 3 months out here right now. Some of y'all seeing them drive past you. Some of your friends have them. Literally, car in the shop every 3 months. Brand new car. We got to check reliability. We got to check initial quality. These are things we must do to avoid these things. Yes, got a copy of the book. I'm glad, Titan. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you. I really can't wait to hear your success stories. That book has generated. This is really the first official launch of it, quite honestly. Like I said, none of you have really ever heard me mention the book. We've just really had it on a soft launch. We've been very committed to the people who've gotten it through the soft launch, probably close to 5,000 people, and then another 1,400 people in our Cars from Home, video program and coaching. So we want to make sure we were getting results before we start promoting our, everything. We want to make sure that the people were getting results. So yeah, a lot of success stories have come from that book. 75% off not seeing it. Yeah, when you go, Michael, um, you go to Deshaun's book, and if it's not saying 75% off, you might have missed the let me see if I turn it to 20 minutes, will that change it? I don't usually adjust it real time, so I don't know if it's work. Let me know what y'all see when you go there. Do you see it? Trying to see if I change the time, will it reset for y'all? Some of you may have missed it. I got my book. Aretha, I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm following you on all platforms, bro. I like your work. Thank you, Extra Oxtail Gravy. And if your name is Extra Oxtail Gravy, then we certainly agree on a lot of things. So it's a pleasure, man. Pleasure to be to assist you with your journey. And I just want you to have I want y'all to have systems. I want y'all to have boundaries. I want you to have rules because we have these things for everything else we buy. Can you lease with bad credit? It's tough because leasing is a value play. We're driving a brand new car, 30, 40, 50,000 plus dollar car, and the money we're paying for it every month is extremely low. So the lower the payment is for the car we're paying, the better the lease deal. So if we pay 1%, of the car's value, it's a steal. We pay anywhere between 1 and 1.5, that's a good deal. Above 1.5, we're paying too much money for the car. I can't go into all of this in one live, but there comes a point in time when you lease where the lease offer, you're paying too much money for a car you're giving back. Lease is 3 years. We don't do 4-year leases because we want to be in and out. There's plenty of cars out here with great lease offers. When you learn to shop competitors. You cannot go in and walk into a deal and say, "Hey, what's the great lease deal?" No, you shop for it. You get these great lease deals. And then there's plenty out here where you could drive them for 3 years and never have to never have to come up with money or anything. But the problem is when your credit is not able to qualify, if you can get approved, they may approve you at a very high tier, which would drive the payment up. So instead of it being $500 a month, it might go to seven, it might go to 650, and it eats up the value. What I always tell people when it comes to like, if I knew that if my credit was where I wanted it to be, I would be leasing, then my mission would be to set myself up for a lease. That means the next car I buy needs to be an inexpensive car. We call this sacrifice cars. Thank you, Juan. We call this smart car. Our term for this is a smart car. It stands for saving money at the right time. When you setting yourself up for a lease, you're gonna buy an inexpensive car, the smallest car that can do what you need it to do. Because you don't want to if when you get approved, you're gonna pay more interest. You only want this car for 2 years, and you want a solid payment history on it. You don't want to miss a payment. You want a solid payment history so that when you flip from that car to your lease, they see, oh wow, he's been paying 400 a month. Oh, he's been paying 300 a month. Oh, he's been paying whatever a month for the last 2 years. His credit, he's good. He's good because a payment on a car is one of the strongest indicators for a bank if you're going to pay the next car. Is have you paid the last car? So what I would do is if you're not ready to lease, I would set myself up for the lease by buying an inexpensive car, smallest car I could get a loan on, and literally make on time payments for 2 years, work on my credit. If you're not following Shonda Martin, some of you may know her. I always tell everybody you should be using what she teaches. She's one of the sharpest people when it comes to credit that I've ever seen. And she's on every platform that we're on right now. It worked for me. Scan the QR code. Okay, perfect. Howard got the book. I'm glad. I'm glad. Michael's. Somebody said scan the QR code if you can. Should you get gap on a lease? Yes, Raquel. Good question. You should always be making sure. First of all, most leases. Um, Thank you, Juan. I appreciate it. Most leases include gap, but all of them don't. For example, I don't know if Mazda's still doing this, but Toyota was leasing Mazda's cars, and what we found was Toyota, when they started leasing Mazda's cars, they took out the gap because it used to be Chase, or it might have been Chase, whatever. One of their leasing companies stopped including gap, so you had to actually manually ask. So it's built into all my templates. If you're using the stuff in my book, or if you're using the stuff in my course, I always have it built in. When we request a quote, we always say, please make sure you include gap insurance. Again, most leases do, but today you cannot assume that the lease that you're shopping for includes gap insurance. You must double check to make sure. Too Fierce on TikTok said my coworker was forced in an 18-month lease and now he does not have any equity. That's fine. Listen, y'all, equity is not a given. It's just something we don't want to ever turn in our car without checking again. You know, it's not a guarantee, but it's something we will always check for. And also, there's nothing wrong with an 18-month lease. The only thing wrong with that would be overpaying for it. So when you add up the when you add up the payments you pay for the car, including your down payment, including what they say is taxes or anything, that is what you paid for a car you're giving back. If so this is the only thing we judge. How much did we pay over 3 years for a car that we're giving back? That number needs to be low. It needs to be low. Her name is Shonda Martin, problem child. Shonda, Shonda. Let me see if I can post. I'm not I'm just getting I'm not even using banners or anything yet. I just wanted to get on here and get familiar with just looking at it. Um Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's Shonda Martin. Let me see if y'all can see this. Yeah, she's just like me. She just does credit. She goes live all the time. She her she's just a just one of the smartest people I've ever seen, and the stuff I've used from her has helped me get gotten probably close to another 100 points on my credit just from the stuff. Jeff, good to see you, man. Great to see you. Yeah, man, I'm live. I'm going live. I'll be going live a lot, man. I'm officially releasing the book. It's 75% off. You don't need to get one, man. I will give you one. I know you are in Car from Home University, so you don't need to get one. But yeah, we talking about the money, man. We talking about the money. That's all we care about, y'all. Look, y'all. I'm not big. I don't tell jokes. I don't dance. One of the things that I am big on is making sure that y'all save the most money when it comes to these cars, and you know where all the hidden money is. You must know where the hidden money is in your car deal. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Patrick. Juan said I have 800. Didn't really matter. Rates are crazy now. Oh, I might have missed the first part of your question. All right, unable to get discount and can't use QR code as I'm on the phone. Um, yeah, I don't know why it would. Let's see if we were set. All right. Okay, so yes, it's for 10 minutes. So for those of you who do want my book, it's called Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. If you're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube right now streaming, and it's 75% off for 10 minutes. Um, it's a digital book, and you can go to my TikTok bio and get it. You can scan the QR code, or you can go to deshonesbook.com, depending on where you're watching that. But yeah, it did work. Okay, QR code did work. Okay, Mike said it worked. Mike, I think Michael Foley's having an issue. What's up, Elegance Barber Lounge? Good to see you. What about extended warranties? Okay, this is a big one, y'all. All right, let's talk extended warranties real quick. Okay, so this is for if you're purchasing. Leasing, you're not going to need it 99% of the time. You won't need extended warranty leasing. But when we talk about purchasing, what quality of extended warranty means everything. So we cannot buy extended warranties from these companies that have not been in business long. Most of the infomercials that we see, just look at the reviews. And when these companies go out of business, we're in trouble because there's nobody to enforce that contract with. So first option would always be determine, do I need an extended warranty? If your car is easy to repair, if it's inexpensive, here's what we do. We literally type in the year, type in the make, type in the model, 2018 Nissan Altima repair cost, and just read the first couple articles that pop up. It's going to tell you if you're high on the list. And if you're doing the longevity check that I say, we always do a longevity check. We got to see if they say, hey, owners say at 80,000 miles, the transmission goes out. Okay, there's nothing we could do. We don't need to get an extended warranty for that vehicle. We need to not get that vehicle. Does that make sense? So our first line of defense is to get the right vehicle, because if you get the right vehicle, right ownership, right history, and you don't overpay for it, you're going to be in a position where you could go to the next step, which is, okay, is my vehicle high on the repair list? We have to know if the vehicle we are getting is high on the repair list, cost of repair, frequency of repair. That's an extended warranty we need to get. And it'd be best to get it from the dealership if possible before we go aftermarket. This is why, y'all, like, we gotta learn to not be getting these cars that don't have warranties as much as we're getting them. Unless we're paying cash. Unless we're paying cash, y'all, this is like a big deal, because I'm gonna tell y'all, we have an affordability problem. And the reason we have an affordability problem is because nobody taught us, any of us, that an 84-month loan on a car is too long. Now, why do I say that? Well, we know what's the longest mortgage that anybody would get. Just type it in the comments. The longest mortgage that you would get, the number of years that you would get. I tried to reset it, Marcy. 30. So everybody in the comments on Facebook, YouTube, we got between TikTok, we got 322 people on TikTok. We got we got another 115 people on YouTube. So we got about what? It's 400 now on TikTok. TikTok going nuts. Can y'all tap the screen on TikTok while y'all in here? I see we up to 6,400 likes. I appreciate it. So we got about 500 people on here. Everybody is saying the longest year that we've been taught to get mortgage wise is 30. But I'm gonna lay some on y'all. 40-year mortgage is available. 50-year mortgage is available. Why don't we get it? Because somewhere along the line, the industry, family, financial people programmed us 30 is the max. If you can't, you can look at that $1 million house, but you can't say, oh, well, if I get a 50-year mortgage, I can afford it. Well, no, if you can't afford it for 30, then we can't afford it. In fact, those who want to be conservative, you see them look at 15-year mortgages. I saw somebody call, she said 10. So you conservative is short, but we got to know what is too long. And in cars, it's 84 months. I'm gonna tell you that right now. First of all, the average loan is 6 years, so about 70, 72 months. We don't want to be above average because average is already long. 84 months to pay off a car is a clear indicator that we can't afford the car because it's if we don't have time to pay off the car, put money aside for repairs and maintenance, what are we doing? We're paying the car. That car could give us no problems for the first 7 years. And then year 8, because it's an 84-month loan, right before the 8th year, something big happens. Now you still got a car payment and you got a big repair necessary. We know we've experienced this, right? Who knows somebody or experienced where you literally had a car that was breaking down, but you still had a car payment on it? That's a problem. That's how people lose cars. Because worst feeling is to know you got to go and send the daggone bank money for a daggone car that is not running right now, or that you got to put 500, $1,000 in. This usually happens when people have too long. The loans are too long. So this keeps you out of that problem. And y'all will hear me in some future lives talk about the rule of 72 and the 10th birthday, but it's all in the book. Rule of 72 and the 10th birthday, I talk about no loan. We don't have loans longer than than 72 months. And whatever car we get, the loan must be paid off by the time the car turns 10. Because again, when we look at when things go wrong, if they go wrong, when they go wrong, the likelihood of them going wrong is later in that it is in that 8 to 10 year point. You need to not have a payment. And y'all, this is how people get in trouble because sometimes they like, yo, D, but I want the 7 series, man. D, I really want, man, I'm trying to get that Hellcat. Yo, how much could you man, I could afford about 700 a month. Well, here you go, bro. 700 don't buy a Hellcat. Yeah, but I saw one they had it was like 19,000 they was asking for. It was like 20, I mean, it was like 29,000. Okay. But what year was it? Oh yeah, I didn't see the year. I know it had like 120,000 miles on. So you about to go take out a loan on a car that has 120,000, no warranty. This is how we get in trouble. I've seen plenty of people do it. We do it with Mercedes. We do it with BMW. Yo, I can't afford the $40,000 one, but I see this one for 16. It got 90,000 miles on it, but nobody's gonna know. You're gonna know when the car breaks down and you have no warranty and you still got that $600 a month car payment or more. It's not worth it. Not worth it. I am a very big fan on showing y'all how to get great cars, a luxury car if that's in your budget. We do that all the time. When you learn about leasing, you're gonna see that you could drive luxury cars that you probably thought you couldn't drive for affordable payment. But so I'm gonna show you all of that. But when we set these boundaries, now you're gonna know you crossing boundaries. Now you're gonna know because if the law doesn't exist, then we don't know we breaking the law. But once we talk about boundaries and oh man, Deshone recommended I don't take a loan past six years. Like that's the longest. Now Deshone also recommended that my car be paid off by the time it's 10 years old or sooner. Now I'm out here, I got a 12-year-old car and I got a loan on it. All right, just know you're breaking boundaries that I can't recommend. I can't guarantee your experience. So we gotta see when we learn how to properly shop, not go over our budget. That's all stuff that I'm big on. That's why I break the system down for y'all. In the book, day one is leasing versus buying. Day two, we shopping our equity. See if our cars have equity. We're getting our bids. Day three, we're doing deal structure. We're structuring our deals. How many miles do we need? How much? Like we're taking an assessment of our down payment if we're gonna do one. We're getting we're looking at the rates. We're doing all of this in how much. I have a calculator I invented. It's called the Perfect Budget Calculator. It tells you exactly how much you can spend on the car to be at your perfect payment. Like we do all of this beforehand. We're not shopping for a car yet. We got to make sure we do this stuff beforehand that is important to our deal. Leasing versus buying. You must know that. We got to get that answered. We got to get that answered. And then we got to sell your old car. You can't no longer move into, oh, I'm just going to let the deal, I'm just going to trade it in at the old deal. When you see how much money those trade ins have cost you, you'll never trade in a car again. Yeah, so the book is 75% off for 10. Thank you to everybody who's gotten it so far. As you can see, this is like I said, our book launch. So I'll be doing these lives a couple I just look forward to doing these throughout the week. I'll be happy where I can get TikTok on the main screen tomorrow, and then we'll get Instagram on the phone. But yeah, I've always enjoyed doing these lives. I want a luxury SUV lease for 600 or less. So you don't know what will work out to be 600 because we don't know. We can't tell what the lease program is. So what I usually do is I take the MSRP of the car. So let's say it's 50,000, for example, and I'm gonna estimate at 1.25%. Now that's $625. In order to get to 1.25%, we got to shop offers, and the lease program has to be good. What I could show you how to do is shop offers. That's easy. What we can't guarantee is if the lease program is good. And when a lease program is bad, we must be willing to walk away. That's why, listen, I tell everybody we must have plan B vehicles. This is a lease. I've had people, Deshone, man, I really wanted to lease the Range Rover. But yeah, the Range Rover is at 1.8 to 2%. Like they all trying to take a shot at you. Lease program's horrible. They want to sell those or lease those to people who don't have don't have much financial understanding. Um, what's your next choice? The Range Rover has a lot of competitors, right? When you're spending that much money, no matter how much money you spending, that car has a lot of competitors. We just haven't looked at the competitors. I teach y'all in the book how to set up a test drive when you're shopping for a new car. We got to do this different with a used car. But when you're shopping for a new car or a lease, we test drive, we in there 20 minutes and we gone. We never talk money in a dealership with a new car. Never. You're never making deals. We are trying to see if we are going to like this car. We're in and out 20 minutes. If we like it, we'll give you an opportunity to give us a bid. We're not sitting there. You're never going to sit down again and talk numbers. Hey, Mr. Jones, can I just tell you we got some great deals this month, man? If you just give me about 5, 10 minutes of your time. You already drove the car, you like it. You said you liked the car, right? Yeah, you liked it, you enjoyed it. It has everything you wanted in it, had that roof you like, right? Yeah, yeah. Listen, what was the hurry? You might see something you like. What if I show you something completely blow your mind? You already like the car. What? No, no. You cannot fall for any of that. You cannot fall for any of that. We test drive, we're gone. Get the card, we purchase from home. We do not purchase in dealer with new cars ever. Used car we purchase in dealers because we've done all the work when we were home. Now we're here to test drive it, verify it, and then lock the deal up. But new cars, leases, we are absolutely test driving beforehand. And that's the fun part. Man, when I'm shopping for a vehicle, I'm trying to go out and test drive 3, 4, 5 vehicles that's competing to try to win my business. With a lease, every 3 years you got to get a different one. If you get a Range Rover 3 years, you got to get something different. So if Range Rover don't have good lease deals this right now, maybe you see them in 3 years. But we're not signing bad lease deals. That we're not going to do. Even if it's short, your presence is your power. They'll be calling you to get you back in. Yeah, your presence is never your power. That's a great line. It sounds good, but it's absolutely a lie. A serious customer is a serious customer. Your ability to purchase is your power. I'm real. I can make a deal right now. I can say yes right now. That is your power. Your presence is your power. It don't mean nothing. And here's the thing: when we deal with dealers like that, we're talking to their competitors while they're saying that stuff. And I have the scripts for when they say that, what you say to try to keep it on your conversation. You say something like, "Hey, well, I'm talking to a couple dealers. No one has said that. No one has said that. They've made it very easy to purchase from home. Is that something you could adjust, or that's one like I wrote these scripts. These are the things you copy and paste. See, because when we're dealing with so many dealers and you see other dealers that are actually following what we say and giving us offers, one dealer that's trying to get us to come in or trying to get us on the phone, these other dealers, it doesn't matter. I have so many people I'm talking to. One of you don't mean anything. And that's no disrespect. I'm not going to allow one of you to get me off of the way I shop now. I sit at home, I stay at work, and I stay on my computer and I'm talking to multiple dealers. And again, another benefit is I'm shopping out of all these dealers' inventory, y'all. We want to be shopping when you use it this way, you're shopping out of all these dealers' inventory. 25 dealers. Instead of going to one or two and saying, well, I hope they have something that I want, I'm shopping out of all 25 of these dealers. That's the 25 to 5 strategy. I'm gonna connect with 25 online. I'm gonna narrow it down. I'm gonna get 5 offers, at least five. 25 to get 5 offers. And out of those five, it's gonna be so different. You're gonna see. It's usually a $3,000 to $5,000 difference minimum in those offers. It's gonna blow your mind. You're gonna be like, how the heck could one dealer be at 700 a month and another dealer's at 520 a month? They trying to they was this is they was trying to get you to sign that 700. They was trying to take a vacation on you. They was trying to pay the whole mortgage on you this month. That's what it is. Do you discuss buybacks in your book? Some say it's a great deal, some say stay away. When you say buyback, could you elaborate on that one? Todd, I appreciate you sharing. Shout out to the people sharing on TikTok. Shout out to the people sharing on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, this is a great test run. Hey man, I ran into your channel and love your message. Keep up the work. Thank you, Douglas. Appreciate you, man. Does the down payment get included in 1.5%? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because the amount of money that I pay for the car is based on how well I shop and the lease program. It is not based on if I give you more money. See, y'all, we gotta learn to shop. And I know y'all keep hearing me say we have to do this, we have to do that, because I want you to do it, judge it, judge if this way is better, and then say if it is, I'm sticking with it, and if it isn't, then I'll go back to my old way. But we have to stop shopping with down payments because A down payment doesn't show us if we got a great deal. A a great deal, if a down payment dictates if we got a great deal, then that means you could walk up, you could walk up on a let's say a brand new Tahoe, brand new Chevy Tahoe, $60,000, $70,000. Let's call it $70,000. They say, hey, give us half. I'll give you this truck 50% off, half off, but you got to give me 5,000 down. You got to give me $5,000 down. You got to come up with $5,000 down payment. Now that's a deal that down payment is required, but that's a deal all day. Down payment or not, you giving me a $70,000 truck for 35,000. That's a deal. Down payments don't matter when it comes to deals. You could gotta do a down payment. Don't never look at, oh, no money down. I got me a deal. Well, you could have got no money down, but you overpaid for the vehicle. That $70,000 car, they charge you 72, and no money down though. Well, you did no money down, but you didn't get a deal. So when we're shopping, we're shopping for the deals before we ever look to apply money down. We decide later if we're going to apply money down. So when we do our shopping for a lease, we're trying to see, when we do all our shopping, will the offers be between 1% and 1.5%. Now, the higher the offer, that's fine. We choose, as long as it's below 1.5%, it's a deal. What does that mean? You would pay less to lease it than if you bought it. I said this at the beginning of the live. Leasing, you're trying to hedge against that depreciation. So as long as I'm under that 1.5%, my the money I pay over 3 years relative to the price of the car is great. But over 1.5%, I'm paying too much now. I'm paying too much. Now, some of you, sometimes we get a lease deal and it's a great deal. It's 1.4%, but the payment might be a little higher than we want. That's when we could do a down payment. Lower the payment a little bit with the down payment. But you can't buy your way under 1.5%. That has to be there before the down payment. Under 1.5% has to be there with no money down. You can't say, "Oh, I put $4,000 down and got them to 1.3%." No, it's always judging with no money in the deal. That's what determines the real deal. And then you just adjust your payment, what you want your payment to be. All right. Don't hardly ever buy your lease at the lease end. Almost always not a good. Listen, Tyler, man, I swear you are absolutely right. The amount of people that are buying their lease, it's because the reason why it usually doesn't make sense is because we've had people, let's just say, for example, at the end of your lease, and look, I'm just taking random questions, just a lot of them are about leasing. And it's no coincidence because so many people told y'all bad information about leasing so long that here comes people who are trying to really tell y'all that, hey, that's really costing you money, and people are curious. People are tired of really believing what they've been taught about leasing from people who just never lease. But tell me why though? Can you explain that to me? Just never do it. It's renting. Yeah, but I think renting is a lot more expensive when you think about it. Like I can't rent a vehicle and pay for it like for 3 months. Like renting seems like it's a whole different financial structure and lifestyle structure. Because it is. It's because it is. Leasing is trying to beat depreciation. When you're leasing, that is the goal. If I buy that daggone Escalade and I buy it, there was a particular year where Escalade was one of the top depreciating vehicles in history. It was 90, and then like 3 years later, it'd be like 50. Like it'd lose like 45% of its value. It'll lose like almost half its value in 3 years, right? If you bought that Escalade cash, you just parked 90 grand cash into something that's worth half that in 3 years. Horrible. If you took a loan against it, You just leveraged an asset that is going to be worth half of that in 3 years. So you finance the loss. Finance. So big, big losses, y'all. This is major money. Now, if you leased it, maybe if you got a good lease deal or a great lease deal, you never put more than maybe 35%, 40% tops of the vehicle's purchase price into the vehicle, and you paid it in little monthly payment. You ain't take it all out your bank and give it to the dealership to pay off the car. You sent them, hey, 800 a month, 900 a month, whatever. So when that thing um, depreciates like a daggone boulder at the bottom of the ocean, it doesn't matter to you because the lease goes up. I drop it off and I'll go do something else. I can protect myself against vehicles that depreciate ridiculously. Now, opposite is true. Let's say we get a vehicle that holds its value better than others, like a Lexus. There's some vehicles out there, G-Wagon. So you pay your lease payment, and then at the end, the value didn't drop much because it's one of those vehicles, and you can sell it and you can pick up the difference. You can make 5 grand, 4 grand, 7 grand selling it because it didn't depreciate much. This is leasing. This is what we've been doing. This is what I've been doing. This is what I've been teaching people to do for years. So when I tell you, I've been saying it for years. When you find out that a lot of what these people taught you about leasing was wrong, you're gonna be upset at it. Some of you gonna be upset at yourselves, and some of you gonna be upset at others because it's not other things like this where people talk so loud, but they have no facts. They have absolutely no numbers to back what they're saying. It's crazy. Sign and yeah, we do sign and drives all the time. You could absolutely lease a car and be out with no payment, no money out of pocket. But again, purchasing is right for a lot of situations. Needs to be long term though. Needs to be long term. 8 years minimum, 10 years. Hey, I'm gonna drive this thing till the wheels fall off. Y'all know that's when you purchase. This is not impressing, Rick. You said buy affordable and economical, invest rather than impress. This is what I tend to to hear. See, the foundation that we're building on is broken. If we don't understand that leasing versus buying is the foundation of how we're going to acquire a vehicle. If you say I'm going to go and I'm going to buy a $20,000 used car because you feel like that's you know, a financially astute thing to do. $20,000 used car. Let's say you bought something that brand new was 30, Toyota Camry or something. So you bring your 20, you bring your Toyota Camry home. Listen, unless you keep that Camry, you're going to trade out of those losses because you're no, if you bought a used one, I could lease a brand new Toyota Camry for the same payment. That's what I mean. So when I pull up next to you and you're paying 400 a month for a 3-year-old or 4-year-old Toyota Camry, and I'm paying 400 a month for a brand new Toyota Camry, we're paying the same price, but we're driving two very, very different vehicles. We're getting two very, very different experiences for our money. And the only way that you're going to beat me is if you keep the Toyota Camry, pay it off, and then you have it for 8, 9, 10, 12 years with no car payment, and you can start to recoup some of that money. But I'm not putting 20 grand out there in 3 years for my lease. You're going to pay off that whole 20 grand for that car. I might only pay 13. So these are the things that leasing, you're not putting your money into the vehicle. You don't need to get it back because you never put it in. When you purchase, you need to get that back when you're short term. You're trying to trade it in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Oh man, that's all y'all gonna give me? Man, that's all it's worth. How is this car not worth more than that? Because it's not. That's not what cars do. They're meant to be leased or they're meant to be owned for a very long time. No two ways about it. This whole 4, 5, 6 years flipping, that y'all gonna see. Before I'm done with you, trust me, you will never do that again. Welcome. R Lake said, "I'm new here. Welcome to the new people. Welcome to people if this is your first time on. I just did a little like I'm testing. I got my man Dolan in the background. We were testing our first live stream. We're on three platforms: TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. And we're gonna be doing a lot of these. I'm officially releasing my book, 75% off my new digital book. It's called Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. It's 75% off for 10 minutes, and in it is everything I teach step by step. Whether you're purchasing new, whether you're purchasing used, whether you're leasing, selling leases. Everything is in there step by step. I link to some videos in the Cars from Home library. So I have a library of video. Everything I teach, I got it in video form too. So I link to some of those videos to really help you understand. That's why it's not a printed book. Like there's links in there. There's places where you click. I take a video. There's places where you click. It opens up a document with all my scripts. You use all of this stuff. So that's the reason why it couldn't be a printed book. We can keep it digital. We can keep it live. It's Dave Ramsey's fault. He's a big deal, man. Listen, Maggie Pooh, like Dave Ramsey ruined a lot of people when it comes to leases. And you know what I feel bad about? I like Dave Ramsey. I like his mission. I like what he stands for in terms of, he wants to see people win. So, but you got to be careful talking about things that you're not experienced with. Just because you bought 30 cars, you're not an expert in car buying. You haven't seen enough situations. The only experts in cars are really people that have sold cars. And I mean, sold a lot of them for years. You've seen short term, long term. You've seen because cars, y'all, you win. It may look like you win in the short term, but then where do people get upset? Where do people get buyer's remorse? In the long term, a month later, 6 months later, a year later, when they come to trade their car and they're upside down by 8 grand, 3 years later, So short term, we can't look at short term. We always got to look at long term with cars because that's where we lose at. In order for a person to see the long term, they got to be in the car business and be able to say, yo, I've seen what happens when you do this. Don't do it. You should do this instead. You're going to pay less. And so that's what I did, when I was in the business. And that's why I can give y'all these solutions that I know is going to work. I know we've been doing them with thousands of people all around the country. So I do a lot of driving for work and want to get a new Honda Odyssey. If I do a lease, how can I get around the 12,000 miles per year? So you don't have to get around it, Jaden. You choose the mileage. You can choose 12,000. You can choose 15,000. Some of you may have been taught that you just can only get 12 or 10. That's not. You can get. We've had people who lease high mileage drivers who get 25,000 a year, 30,000 a year. In fact, Jeff was on here earlier. Jeff was on the TikTok live. Jeff was he got a 25,000 mile a year lease, and he was somebody who normally would have purchased. But when you see how much you lose purchasing, especially when you're a high mileage driver, the losses are more. If you're a high mileage driver, you're either if you're taking out loans on these cars and then you're driving them like 20,000, 25,000 miles a year, you are literally always upside down. You're always coming in 10 grand negative equity, right? Right? Or you got to put big money down, 5 grand, 10 grand or more, or a little bit of both, down payments, and you're always upside down. That's a very predictable outcome for a high mileage driver. That's why you got to switch to a high mileage lease, or you have to either keep the car long enough to pay it off, and then you switch the car. But you shouldn't be switching cars while you still got loans on them and you just put 200,000 miles on it in 3 years. You're gonna bury yourself, and you're just pushing all your losses to the back end when you trade the car. You're just, oh, I'll deal with it when I go and replace it. We don't want to do that. How do you figure out the percentage on these loans? I don't know what you mean by that. Do you like leases generally? Zero down is but I like leases and purchases. I like leases when we should lease. We're not keeping the car more than 8 years. We should be leasing. I like purchases when we're keeping cars long term, 8, 10, 12 years until the wheels fall off. That's when I like purchases. Anything in between that, people keeping Deshaun, I keep my cars 5 years. You're losing. You're losing. Unless you're buying very inexpensive cars. If you're buying like $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 cars, that's different. But if you're buying like 3, 4, 5-year-old used cars or brand new cars, yeah, you lose compared to somebody who's getting great lease deals. It's just no comparison. It's not even close. I can go drive a brand new Jeep, great deal on a Jeep, $40,000 Jeep would be 500. I've seen them as low as four, but when I had mine, I was under four. But even now, 500. We've had people getting 1.2 on Jeeps, 1.1 and change. So you're talking about 450, 475 to drive a $40,000 vehicle. $40,000 vehicle would normally be an $800 car payment. An 800. So the same people who going in to spend the same 40 grand, I'm going to spend the same 40 grand. My payment going to be 800. And somebody who's getting great lease deals payment is 450, 475, 500. You think these people care when people say, "Oh man, you renting, you leasing, man, you they write songs about y'all. We don't lease, man. We buy our cars." All right, you go ahead. And how much you paying for that? And I pay 800 for this. Ain't that the same Jeep that I have though? Which Jeep you got? Oh, I got the limited. Oh yeah, this is limited too. Oh, okay. And how much you pay to lease that? I pay 500. Oh, okay, yeah, but I bought mine though, but I pay 820. But I only put down 2,500. I pay 820, but after 6 years, I'm gonna own this. All right, bro. Yeah, that's a lot of years of 800 a month, bro. You know, it's a lot of years of 800 a month. I'm gonna just keep paying my five and drive the same exact vehicle. And then that person gets up in 3 years, he goes trade the Jeep in, get another one. He don't even pay it off in 6 years. He said, "Man, you know what, man? Yeah, I'm looking at what about that Wagoneer, man? I'm looking for something bigger." Never even pay off that vehicle. So the money he did, the negative equity just gonna go on to the Wagoneer. They're gonna stretch the loan. That this is a perpetual cycle of not understanding leasing and not understanding these numbers on these cars. Leasing is gonna solve a lot of people's problems. And if your credit doesn't qualify, you'll find yourself having a goal to qualify. Same way if you say, "Yo, I want to buy a house," right? How many of us know people or were in a situation where we wanted to buy a house, credit wasn't ready yet. We went to work on it. The next thing you know, we was getting a mortgage. Same thing. Because once you can get to leasing, you're gonna find if I can get to 670, 680, I want to get my credit up so I can lease. I don't want to be out here knowing I should be leasing, but I'm out here buying cars. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah, finally settled for a $28,700 Trailblazer. Got 2,500 off that and out the door. Then got another 1,500 trade in. APR high though at 6.5 something. APR could always it could always be it could always be refinanced. So yeah, but all of this. All right, man. This is all right. This is good. We're gonna have to find. Look, y'all. I'm gonna be live. Listen, I literally was a little tired, and I said, I hope when I go live, I actually get some energy, and I did. Like y'all jumping on, y'all gave me a lot of energy. Elrod, thank you for buying the book. Everybody who got a book, I appreciate it. 75% off for our launch. It's a 10-minute sale. You could get it for 75% off. You could dig right in. It's a digital book, so you could literally be reading it in 3 minutes, and you'll see everything that I teach, every strategy is very rigid. I don't deviate from what I teach. What I teach is a system. So I don't have to, oh, sometimes I do this and then sometimes I do this. And no, you in this situation, this what we do. You in this situation, this what we do. And so when it's that predictable, I don't have to worry about, you coming in and being overwhelmed. Oh, what do I do? Wait, I'm stuck right here. What should I do? We don't want you stuck. We want you moving through the process to your car while you are at home in control. So that's what the book is about. Do cash buyers have any leverage with dealers? Great question. Only in-house financing usually. The whole thing with cash, y'all, that became a thing where if you had cash and the dealer was financing you, if you paid them their cash quicker, they would give you a discount. So it was in-house financing. Now, when you get a car, literally, if the paperwork's electronic, the car gets funded, the dealership is funded immediately, almost literally immediately. So they're not giving you the money, and the car is not theirs. I know some of y'all may have think some of y'all were taught, hey, it's the dealer's car. That's why some people say, man, I can't afford it. I went and I dropped the dealer back their car. It's not their car anymore. That's from the old days when they used to finance. Now they have banks. It's the bank's car. It's whoever bank you're paying. So for those reasons, you don't typically see a bigger discount with cash. Now, we can make you think you're getting a bigger discount. That we can do. But I listen, I will always tell y'all this. What we can make you think you're getting and what you're actually getting. And then that like I can literally say that we can make, hey man, I'm paying cash, and the only way I'm not leaving here unless I know, man, my cash got, listen, well, normally I would never discount the car 32. I would never offer this price. You just came in, you said you're paying cash. Talk to my manager. But I'm only saying that because I know you're a cash person and you need to be made to think that you're getting a better deal because you paid cash. So I cannot help you buy a car without making you think you got that better deal because you paid cash. It does not mean you're actually getting that better deal because you paid cash. So the situations that create a better deal because you pay cash are the ones that I just talked about. The in-house financing. Every now and then, these are very rare. Um, GM used to do this a lot when I worked there. They'd have like a $5,000 rebate or 0% financing. And what you'd see is some people would pay cash to get the rebate. Um, Over the financing, you were trying to weigh whether you saved more by taking the rebate or whether you pay more as the financing. But unless there's a special offer, no, you're not getting a better price for paying cash. Because again, the bank pays the car off. From the moment you leave the dealership, sign that paperwork, the bank is on the money's on its way to the dealership. So whether it's your cash or whether it's the bank's cash coming, it's actually more reliable, and the dealers make more when you finance a little bit. You actually can tend to get a worse deal sometimes by paying cash. So, mm, and that's all 100% verifiable facts. If you talk to anybody in the car business who left the car business and you can trust that they're being honest, that's what they'll tell you. The book, Nate, is either in my TikTok bio. If you're on TikTok, the book is in my TikTok bio. Or if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can go to deshansbook.com. It's 75% off for 10 minutes. Or you can scan the QR code. My wife in 2019 bought a 2015 Infinity QX60 with a 29%. We are in 2024. She still owes 23. Yeah, it's a very high interest rate, and it looks like we overpaid for the car. You also could have traded a car over and bought negative equity on top. So you could have, like, if I look at how you could be in that deep of a situation, it's a combination of only a couple things. Long loan, so either a 6, 7, 8 year loan, high interest rate, which you already mentioned, and you could have traded in a car that you had negative equity on, so therefore they had to bring that negative equity over, and that negative equity is being financed on top of the actual price of the new car, and you could have overpaid, but for the car itself. So when you look at all of those things, yes, I hate that you've been paying on this car for this long and you still owe that amount, but we need to know how we got here, or we're gonna stay here. The reason why, when you can confidently break down my situation, I trust you. If we go into a doctor and the doctor's like, I've never seen anything like this before. That's a little worrisome to me. Like that's a little worrisome. I don't want that. I want Doc, listen, man, I'm in a jacked up situation, man. I think this is it. Let me just tell you what I'm dealing with. And then the doctor says, "Oh yeah, you did this, and this is what happens here, and this it happens all the time." And so that's how I could tell you. Oh, I just lost the connection on TikTok. Oh, my timer, my daily social media timer. Oh, because we're already at midnight, 12:30. But so the only thing that you can do is you can look and you can assess your equity. You can see how much the car is worth. um, to the cash buyers. We always see what our cars worth for cash buyers, Carvana, CarMax, um, Driveway, Car Gurus. We get all these cash buying offers. These are the real offers, y'all. These are who pays the most for cars. Um, but it sounds like you're still going to be upside down. Um, you got to either refinance that loan if you're going to keep the car, or you got to get out of the car, go into a lease, or get out of the car, try to go into a lease. If you go into a lease, even with the negative equity you have, if you can get out of that, if you go into a lease in 3 years, it's over. So yeah, your payment's going to be high, but you'll be driving a brand new car. Another thing about this danger zone here is when you have an older car that you owe money on. Again, look, it's a 2015, I think you said it is, and that car is we're approaching 10 years. So the worst thing that we could have happen right now is that car breaks down, where we have some significant repair, and then we're in trouble. Hold on, we should be coming back on TikTok. It did freeze on TikTok, but every time my timer goes, let's see if it comes back to TikTok. So yeah, so if you bury it in the lease, 3 years it's up. You're gonna switch from that car to a lease, but you gotta know how much negative equity you have. You gotta find out how much you owe exactly, what your payoff is, and then you gotta get offers from the online buyers. If it's 3, 4, 5 grand difference, that's one thing. If it's 6, 7 grand difference, you gotta know what you're dealing with. Yvette said, "Can the Costco program be trusted?" It can, but you don't know if a deal is actually giving you the real Costco price. You also don't know if there's any rebates or unadvertised money that they're not telling you about. Again, that's why in the beginning of the program I said we always shop multiple offers. We tell them we're Costco, multiple offers. They're going to be different. Some are going to be honest, some won't. We don't know that. We can't just go in and say, "Hey, I get the Costco program." They say, "Okay, this is your price." How do we know that's the How do we know there's no rebates? How do we know this? So glad I found this live. I'm glad. Thank you, Jessica. Welcome to the new people. Listen, now, like I said, this was a test. I'm getting ready to jump off because it's 12:30. I didn't want to be live this late, but I'm glad that we were able to, for the first time, get a couple hundred people to come out. Thank you to everybody who got the book on the first day. That we're really making it available to our community. For all of you who haven't seen it yet, it is 75% off. You go to deshonebook.com. That's my digital book. You can download it and you can dig in right now. It has all my scripts, all my templates, everything to say, all the websites, everything you need step by step. There's no guesswork. Or you can scan the QR code if you're on TikTok. You can go to my TikTok bio to get your 75% off. Are there any loopholes in leases where you can't sell? No. You either can sell to anyone, or if you have a third party restriction, they restrict who you can sell to. They don't restrict if you can sell. If you have a third party restriction, we have to sell it to a dealer that makes the same brand. So if we have a BMW third party restriction lease, we're selling that car to a BMW dealer. We're still getting bids. If we don't have a third party restriction, then we're selling it to the highest bidder: CarMax, Carvana, Driveway, AutoNation, KBB, Instant Cash Offer. The people who pay cash cut checks immediately. same day, an hour, 2 hours. This is who we sell to most of the time. So I said, yeah, they usually check it out. Seems like you want a car that holds value. If you're buying a car, but you can't predict that. You can't predict that. And again, if you're trying to buy a car that holds value, you're not keeping it long enough. Because the people who keep their cars till the wheels fall off, like the people who keep their cars, are y'all typically worried about what the car is worth at the end? Those of you who have ever like kept the car to like the wheels fall off, got the book. I'm glad. Welcome. I can't see your name because it says user, but thank you. I'm really looking forward to hearing all your success stories. Like if you go to goodreads.com and you type the name of the book in, you'll see like it's rated very high. I think we're right now we're at 31 ratings, 27 reviews, 4.94. So 4.94 rating on Goodreads. I'm very thankful for that. No, on a lease. No, no, you can't control that. Like I said, K Dub, we don't worry. Like I don't worry about what I can't control. I can't control the residual value. I can't control if there's rebates. Can't control if there's incentives. Those are the things that create a lease program. Here's what we can control. What price, who's the dealer that's going to sell us the car for the lowest price? That comes through multiple offers. Who's the dealer that's not going to mark up the money factor, had the money factor, hide money in the money factor? That comes through multiple offers. Those are the things I can control. Once I get a dealer that's going to give me all the discounts, give me all the rebates I qualify for if they have any, not mark up the money factor, I could judge it. But if it's a bad lease program, there's no rebates, bad residual, bad money factor, then we'll see when we look at our offers. I break that all down in my book. You can only tell a bad lease program by looking at the offers. When you get all these offers, if the leases, if they're still over 1.5%, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, but you got to get multiple offers. You can't get one offer, two offers, and be like, oh, they just, no. We get 5 to 7 offers right from home. And once we look at them, we see if they're all over 1.5, it's the lease program. It's not the dealership's fault. The dealership can't control a bad lease program. But that's why we don't worry about money factors. We just shop. We just shop. Because the deals I'm gonna be showing y'all, because I'm gonna start showing y'all all the deals like my people make, the people who use my stuff. Like deals yesterday, they post all week. They posting new cars in our private group all week, and I'm gonna show you their deals. And you get the book, or if you learn my stuff, you'll be able to get the same deals. And then you won't be out here saying stuff like everybody else is saying. Oh, there's no deals out here. There's no deals out here. There's deals everywhere if you know how to get them. Lewis, the discount's not showing. If you go to Deshaun's book or scan the QR code, it was for 10 minutes. I think I reset it for everybody. I think there's one. Just reset it again. So it's 10 minutes, y'all. You have 10 minutes to make a decision. The price is very affordable. So it's don't miss your 10 minutes. Because I don't even know if I'm actually resetting this correctly. Hope I'm not doing anything. Man, I want a Denali truck. Yeah. So just make sure it could be way different. Like I said, Kimberly's shopping, she got over $20,000 off her Maserati she just bought 2 days ago. Depends on the vehicle. You better be out here. You better be out here shopping. There's a lot of money in these things, and that's what I teach. You got to do it through multiple offers, though. How to get out of a lease with negative equity? Why do we got to stop having negative equity with our leases? We got to stop. We're going over miles, and we're jumping out of our leases early. When listen, I have a calculator that I want to give you. Your favorite plug. Got the book. Hey, thank you very much. I know you're gonna enjoy it. I appreciate it, and I know you're gonna get a lot out of it. That book will lead you to deal after deal, below market deal after below market deal. Everybody who wants a book, there's 75% off in my TikTok bio or at deshansbook.com for 10 minutes. Yeah, what's your take on a GLE 53? We just checked the car. But listen, you can't buy a luxury car like that without a serious budget. And if you're gonna buy one that's a reputable, if you're gonna buy one that's a good one, I can help you all day long. Whether you're gonna buy a brand new one, whether you're gonna lease a brand new one, whether you're gonna buy a pre-owned one. But when you go outside of affordability and you want to get a 2016 GLE coupe because it's 29 grand or 32, and you know that that car is 8 years old and it looks good because it's a Benz, 8-year-old Benz, but you pull it up and you see that oh, it's 32, so it's only gonna cost me about 700 a month. Yeah, but you 700 a month on an 8-year-old Benz with no warranty, and the minute something break down, it's gonna cost you 3 grand. No, that's the route that I can't walk you through. But those other three ways, leasing a brand new one, getting a great deal, buying a brand new one, getting a great deal, buying a quality pre-owned one, buying an extended warranty for that pre-owned one, definitely. Definitely. Getting the best price on any of those options? Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to get a GLE 53 coupe. I have a 700 score. My own business. Is it true insurance is higher with business? It could be. If you have to get commercial insurance, it could be higher. But here's the thing. If we look, tax season is here. Talk to our accountants and talk to our CPAs about some of these videos. Like putting your vehicle in your business name and under your business insurance is going to require that this vehicle be used for business. And I see far too many people on social media teaching people to put cars in their business name, but they actually don't use the car for business purposes. And in the event of an audit, welcome to the new people. I see some new people following. Welcome. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you. Yeah, in the event that you're audited, I don't know how you're going to prove thousands of dollars in either payment write-offs or mileage write-offs for a car that you're not using for your actual business. So, just be careful, man. That's a conversation with you and your accountant. But yeah, commercial insurance can be higher than personal insurance for sure. But hopefully you're making money off the vehicle so you could afford to pay the additional commercial insurance because the vehicle is an income stream for you. All right. All right. So listen, we'll go all night trying to purchase the book, but it's coming up full price instead of 75% off. All right, let me see if I can hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find a special. Okay, well TikTok, I know if you guys whoever needs the book on TikTok, you guys can go to my TikTok bio. If you have missed the 10-minute sale, then you can click. Can y'all click this link? Let me know if you can click that link that I just posted. I just posted it on YouTube and Facebook. And that should allow you to access the 75%. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Greatness, your shows. Okay, so I think it's just most people who may have missed it. All right, so we will certainly be doing these things regular. I'll be back tomorrow. Um, I'm surprised. We probably had in the last hour and a half I've been on here. We probably had a good 800 people come through. So I was definitely surprised. I know we got the West Coast, but yeah, we had this was supposed to just be a test. So we'll be Pete, I wouldn't worry. You worried about the wrong things, man. See, we outthinking ourselves. Like when we say His question was anywhere when the lease money factors are gonna drop. Listen, tomorrow when I get on, I'm gonna work with my man Dolan, and I'm gonna figure out how to share my screen so y'all can see some of the people who are in my program who get deals listening to me. Like, I don't believe none of the money factors. We sign and lease deals every single week. Almost every week somebody is posting a new lease deal that they got. And the deals that we've been doing this since the pandemic. That's why I know. That's why, because when there was real blood in the street, bodies in the street, it's blood in the street now. But people, some of you, when you realize how much you've been paying and you learn a better way, you'll understand it's blood in the streets now. It was bodies in the street back then, the pandemic, whole bodies. And we were making great deals, great deals. Some people literally made their best deals in the pandemic because some of them had leases and cars to sell. They sold out at the right time and they got a great deal on a replacement vehicle, and they might have put a little money down of their equity that they found. Like, we had people who were leaving with the same car payment that they had coming in. They might have put 4 grand down and then they walk with another 5 grand equity. Like, that's what we were doing. We were just creatively structuring deals, but we were getting deals. My program been open since November 2021, and Felicia was the first one to get a deal January. Literally a month later, I opened it up to them. No, in the November, we started working together December. She got her BMW January. She got daggone $2,100 off. She got $2,100 off. This was January 2022. I don't think y'all remember how bad people was. Yo, it's no deal. Just stay home. Dealers don't have cars. She got her BMW 20. So we don't believe what anyone says. When you follow my process, you'll find out if it's a deal out there, and that's the only way to find out. It's the only way. Yeah. No, I don't do consultations, your favorite plug. I only have two ways that I work with people. One is through my book, and one is in my course where I work with people personally. My course is the video version of my book. So, same information, my systems don't change. It's just when I have access, I only can provide access to me outside these lives. I can only provide access to a certain to a small group because we're on every platform. So, but what we are trying to do is make sure that everyone has the opportunity to get the information. Everyone, some of you have been to my master classes. Some of you have seen Maps Academy. You've seen my book. Book has always been $97. If you went to my bio, it was always $97, because it's worth more than $97. I never had to adjust it. I just said, you know what, we're doing an official release. I want more people to, and now we can really focus on starting to tell more people about the book. Let's do a 75% off a 10-minute sale. And OG is in my TikTok bio. The book is in my TikTok bio. So you click the picture of me, click the link, the website link, and you'll see one of those links say get 75% off for 10 minutes. And if you're on YouTube, you can scan the QR code or you can go to Deshone's book. Just purchase. Wonderful. Shamika, I appreciate it. I'm interested in the EV. It's the same process, Sandra. The only thing now, like we just had Greg. Greg just got under a 1% lease. Let me open it. I can't share it because I don't know how to share yet. But he just got under a 1% lease on some electric vehicle. Why am I logged out of Facebook? Oh, I guess it's oh no. Yeah, he got I'm trying to see which one he got. Hold on, because I have the picture here in my computer. He Yeah, but it's the same process. Shopping for them is the same. Yeah. All right, it's Greg. February 9th, he picked it up. He got a Kia EV6 Win with the WinTech package. MSRP was $56,275. He ended up getting the vehicle for 527 a month. It's a 0.0936 lease. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And this is the stuff we post all day long. So we because he when we're getting electric cars, we're gonna get any rebates that qualify, but you still are going for discount too. You're not we're not content with just the rebate. We don't know who's going to give us the entire rebate, but on top of that, Greg, in order to get that payment, I'm sure he got the $7,500 rebate. He probably got another $3,000 off the price of the car. That's why I say it's a lot easier to get a deal when you're buying brand new using what we teach. It's easy. Leasing is a little harder because even after we get all those discounts from the dealer, we still need the lease program to be good. Dealer could give us $7,000 off. A bad lease program, the monthly payment's still going to be slightly high, and you'd be like, "Man, why?" Because they cannot control a bad lease program, So, but getting deals on new cars is very easy. All right, so yes, OG, I think I answered that right. I said go to my TikTok bio. All right, I will be back tomorrow. Now that we know we got a test run, I got to finish some stuff up with my man Dolan. Make sure that we're good to jump back on tomorrow. And I'm looking to come back tomorrow, most likely at noon. I'll be early, and I plan on probably going live twice a day. And I really want to just get back into the mode of rapid fire Q&A. Really, just once I have all the questions in one spot, it'll be easy. I don't know if you got to see. They're saying I might not be able to get TikTok questions on the screen. We'll see. The point is, we'll get more and more organized. But this wasn't bad for a first run at all. We'll be back tomorrow with you. Thank you. Thank you, Two Fierce. Yeah, welcome to all the new people that just, this is your first time hopping on. I haven't been live in a while. Haven't been live on YouTube, I don't think ever. Maybe once in the past. But now that we have, people really on almost every platform, I wanted to get committed to going live on every platform simultaneously. So thank you to everybody who purchased a book for the 75% off sale. You can go to deshansbook.com to get yours at 75% off. You can dig into that immediately. And other than that, I'll be back tomorrow. This was a good time though. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.